Hey Rock M Beer viewers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yeah, sorry I haven't done a Homebrew Wednesday. I've been off my game with video schedules. I'm gonna work on that, but I'm finally over the slump of homebrew, so I've got like quite a lot of stuff going on, so lots of material for the old Homebrew Wednesday again. Speaking of which, you can see my kegerator here in the background, and I've actually been working on that all day. I've been shortening up some hoses inside. I had my gas lines like really long for some reason because yeah, I took them to a competition once and we needed them to be really long, and then I just never shortened them again, so getting to be a pain. So anyway, I've been working on that. And also, remember that black IPA I made? Yeah, I dry hopped the shit out of that in the Chronicle, and I thought that I did a yeast dump, and then after the dry hopping, I also did another dump off the bottom, and I got a lot of hop stuff. But since I couldn't crash cool the entire Chronicle itself, just a lot of hop stuff still went in, and then obviously settled on the bottom of the keg, and yet again jammed my damn kegging system. Which, yes, I know, first chance I get, I'm gonna go get a hacksaw so I can cut, you know, a little bit off the end of the dip tube or some lots of people have suggested lots of things. So yeah, took the keg apart. I didn't want to take everything apart, so I just took the post off. And here's some pictures of the inside of the post and of the dip tube. And check out all that packed crap on there. So it was just completely packed with hops. So I had to create a very sophisticated device in order to get that impacted crud out. This is it here. It would be the clip off of a pen. So I busted that off and star sand it, and then yeah, just kind of sucked out all there's a bunch of goop there. And I put it back together, and we should be able to actually pour this thing so I can give it a review. Fingers crossed. I know ahead of time that it's gonna work. There we go. Oh, sweet success. So, it is slightly overcarbonated, so I'm gonna click this off, and when I've got a decent glass full, I am going to be back. All right, we're back. Sorry, I switched positions. The glare from the window is driving me nuts. There it is in all of its glory. Ooh, I just realized that I poured myself a full glass. So yeah, there it is. It looks very nice. It's dark. Yeah, it's can't really see too much light through it. It's not completely black, but it is very very dark. It has a really nice head. It's a little bit more carbonated than I would like. I think that's going to even out because I've been working on the keg, forcing high pressure into it to try and unblock the lines and stuff. So it's in a strange place right now. But that's a really nice head. There's a decent amount of wheat in here. Let's actually, let me look at the recipe. I just got it on my phone here. Very nice name, something black and bitter. I usually just throw in like working titles into Beersmith. So this beer has, yeah, pale malt, wheat malts, dark Munich, Carafa 3, which is where the color is from, and then just a small amount of smoked malt, which I have no idea why I put that in there. Oh, past Alex, what were you doing? Just while I was getting rid of, this is the kitchen sink beer where I just threw everything. Check out the brew day video on this. This is the one where I overloaded the Grainfather like crazy. So yeah, this is so Summit to bitter, and then Equinox and Centennial for during the boil, and then just a ridiculously huge Equinox dry hop. I think it was 130 grams in like 15-ish liters of beer. So it was a really big dry hop. So I'm actually glad that it got to sit a little while extra in the keg, because, yeah. What am I? Quit rambling and actually talk about actually drink the beer. I am talking about it. It has a really interesting smell. I'm gonna get some of that foam cap off. So the smell kind of flip-flops between, yeah, so the smell, right now I get kind of this green pepper, but brighter. If green pepper was a citrus fruit, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you could smell this, it would make a little more sense. And it has this, there's a tiny bit of like kind of roast on the nose, which it's all carafa, so there really only should be a very tiny amount of roast in the nose. There's no darker malts. And there's this, I think it must be the little bit of smoked malt that's in there, and then just Equinox itself has a kind of a really weird nose. Sometimes I almost get like a fake, not fake, but I get a Brett type smell, like that kind of funky, yeah, that kind of funky peppery sharpness of like a Brett Saison, which when this was cold and warm and uncarbonated, when I was transferring it and taking the samples, scared the hell out of me. Because I thought that it was infected, but it's not. It's definitely a clean beer. When you taste it, there's absolutely no bread in it at all. It has that kind of funky nose. But sometimes it's more citrus, sometimes it's more pepper. It's an interesting nose. I wish it was a bit brighter, I guess. I had hoped with a big dry hop and with the Whirlpool that I'd get a slightly brighter note to this beer. But I think it's brighter than a lot of black IPAs. Like, it has a more hoppy nose than a lot of other black IPAs that I've had. But I think that's just a thing in black IPAs. It's hard to get that nose to be hoppy. At least hoppy enough for me. And because I'm a snob, I'm a huge aroma snob. It tastes really nice. The first few samples that I pulled out of the keg, it was way too bitter, but I'm realizing now that those were coming up through a ridiculous amount of hop garbage, so I was getting that kind of organic bitterness from just like raw hop pellets that were coming out into the sample. It is bitter. Before I went back and read my stupid title that I put in there, I would have said that it was too bitter. But then I guess that was what I was going for. I guess past me just wanted a bitter beer. Most of the IBUs, I'm guessing, I pulled out of the Whirlpool. Yeah, I was supposed to pull something like 40 IBUs out of the Whirlpool, and I put something like 12 IBUs in at the beginning. Yeah, it drinks about 70 IBU. But it drinks nice. It tastes really nice. It's got the Equinox gives it a little bit more fruity flavor than I had thought it would. Especially from that nose. It's got a little bit more of that kind of Simcoe-esque, kind of piney, kind of resiny fruitiness to it. It's a nice beer. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I had thought that this beer was going to be with all the problems that it had during the brew day and during the kegging, and now, yeah, I had thought that but it's actually worth keeping. It's really bitter, but it's also like over 7%. I think it's at 7.2% is what I calculated it at after I took the final gravity, which was 1010. But the bitterness really, it doesn't drink like boozy or anything. If it wasn't so bitter, I think I could actually really pound this. It's got that kind of smoothness to it. It's got that weedy kind of full mouthfeel, but still dry. Hints of acrid in the back, which I'm guessing is the smoke malt. I don't know what I was going for there again. Yeah, but yeah, it's good. It's nice. Thanks for listening to me ramble about it. I am yeah, relatively happy with that. Although, let's talk Equinox. I thought that it was going to be like Black IPA was going to be its style. I don't think so. I don't think it is. It lends a unique nose to the beer, but it doesn't stand out that much. So it also comes off as slightly generic. The only kind of cool thing is that kind of, yeah, funky green pepper thing you get every once in a while. But other than that, it just kind of smells, yeah, a little generic. So it's a hop that I've been really trying to find something to do with. I've tried it in, I've done smashes with it. I've done saison with it. Now Black IPA. I think I'm gonna write off Equinox and go on to. I'm starting this whole new thing that I really want to do. Like I don't want to just keep making like Citra Mosaic beers. So I want to try and find some new cooler hops to start playing with. And but I think I'm gonna move on from Equinox. But yeah, again, thanks for listening to this long. Oh my God, over 9 minutes. That's and then plus the other video. I'm really sorry that it went on for this long. I had some other stuff to talk about and maybe some shout outs to do, but I think I've eaten up enough of your time. I brewed yesterday. Look forward to brew day video is coming out tomorrow or Friday, depending on, I have to finish editing it. And yeah, I'm gonna be brewing again this weekend. So I'm in brew cycle. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and then check out the brew day for this beer that I just wasted your time reviewing, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys later. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.